Warren Buffett's thoughts on card check.
I think the secret ballot's pretty important in the country. You know, I'm against card check. Make a perfectly flat statement.
Okay, throws Obama overboard, throws Obama under the bus on a signature piece of legislation. Card check, carbon tax.
Anything you put in that effectively taxes carbon emissions, is somebody's going to bear the brunt of it. In the case of a regulated utility, the utility customers are going to pay for it. I mean, it's going to become, in effect, a tax. I think we should get the economy straight. I think job 1, job 2, and job 3 is the economy.
And he doesn't like cap and trade. He doesn't like the carbon tax. Your utility rates will go up 25%. Minimum. And you 95%, who Obama is telling that you will not face a tax increase, maybe not on your income, although you will, I guarantee that too, but your everyday living expenses are going to skyrocket. But here's Warren Buffett throwing Obama overboard on cap and trade. Up next, corporate jets. Obama's trashed them. John Kerry has trashed them. So has Barney Frank. Obama has said, you can't just get on your jet and fly to Las Vegas for a good time. You just can't do it. Those days are over. Here's Warren Buffett on that notion.
I do have a dog in this fight, and so put me down as biased, but I do think I use a jet both personally and with business. I mean, I have my own things I pay for, but I use it in business. Berkshire has been better off by me having a plane available to go and do deals or whatever it may be. I think it's a big mistake to start demonizing anybody in this game. I just think that it causes the American people to look backwards, and we don't want villains.
Well, he's thrown overboard Obama 3 times now on fundamental signature Obama issues. The economy in general. Warren Buffett.
Job 1 is to win the war, the economic war. Job 2 is to win the economic war, and job 3. And you can't expect people to unite behind you if you're trying to jam a whole bunch of things down their throats. I don't think anybody on December 7th would have said a war is a terrible thing to waste, and therefore we're going to try and ram through a whole bunch of things. It's just a mistake, I think, when you've got one overriding objective to try and muddle it up with a bunch of other things.
We have just heard Warren Buffett, Mr. Capitalist, Mr. Economy, essentially throw Barack Obama's policies overboard, under the bus, yesterday in a wide-ranging 2-hour appearance on CNBC. And after those 4 instances, throwing Obama under the bus, Warren Buffett was asked what role the Republicans have.
The minority they really do have an obligation to support things that, in general, are clearly designed to fight the war in a big way. Republicans have an obligation to regard this as an economic war and to realize you need one leader and in general support of that. But I think that the Democrats, and I voted for Obama and I strongly support him and I think he's the right guy, but I think they should not use this, when they're calling for unity on a question this important, they should not use it to roll the Republicans.
All right, may I translate this for you? I like cornflakes, but I'm not saying you should. If you don't like cornflakes, it's fine with me. And Obama makes a valid point about Frosted Flakes, though I personally find them too sweet, but that doesn't mean you should avoid them altogether. We just need to be happy, work together, and the Republicans need to realize there's only one general, but a general has many majors. And sometimes majors disagree with generals. And at the end of the day, we all have our eye on the prize. And I hope that when it's all said and done, things work out. That's how in the world can you throw Obama's policies overboard? How can you disagree profoundly with his signature policies and then come out and say, I like his ideas. He's the guy. I strongly support him. He's the right guy. How do you do that? You do that out of partisanship, ladies and gentlemen. But this was a huge no vote of confidence in what Obama's trying to do. What Warren Buffett's basically telling you is he is not trying to straighten out the economy. Jack Welch up next. He was on MSNBC today with Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, and they had this exchange about President Obama.
This guy is locked in another world, and he's throwing all these initiatives into this game in the middle of a crisis. Focus on the economy. It's the economy. It's getting the banks going. It's a clear message to everybody. All hands on deck. We have a crisis. Let's deal with this. Not one day carbon tax, one day take the kids out of the Washington schools. I mean, it's crazy. People need a clear message.
Welch says he's locked in another world. He's throwing all these initiatives in the game in the middle of a crisis. Focus, focus, focus. Get the banks going. We got a crisis. I mean, it's crazy. People need a clear message. And then he said this.
I love the guy. I think he's great. I think he's got a beautiful family. I think he's a good man. But you bring up a comment about him, and all of a sudden you're a pariah. You're not American. You're a bad guy. If you even bring his name up. My two trust fund daughters, if I bring his name up in anything other than a glorious, they don't have any critical thinking about it at all.
Well, now we know he's getting beat up at home. He's getting beat up at home by what did he call them? His two trust fund daughters. If I bring up Obama's name in anything other than a glorious way, they yell at me. They don't have any critical thinking about Obama at all. Hey, Jack, you and I need to go have an adult beverage. Last night on Charlie Rose on PBS, he interviewed Traxxas Partners hedge fund co-founder Barton Biggs. And Charlie Rose said to Barton Biggs, what would you like to see from Washington today?
I voted for Obama. I'm a fan of Obama. But I think that his tax program has really affected the market. And so I'd like to see him back off from raising the capital gains tax to 20%, the dividend tax to 20%, and send a different signal. Don't tax the real entrepreneurial long-term investment part of the economy. The redistributionist part of his social agenda has bothered the market a lot. And so he ought to step back a little bit from that.
I'll tell you, I throw my hands up here. All of these smart people, they get it, folks. They understand the disaster here. They just are gutless. They're gutless to put any teeth behind what they really think. Well, I hope he changes this redistributionist part. Really like the guy. Did I tell you that, I mean, is it wrong for a man to love another man? Is it wrong? I love Obama. I love the family. Why, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to America. Policies are wrecking the country. We don't have much choice here, but I love the guy. My God, he's the greatest thing that ever happened. I get the hell beat out of me at home by my trust fund daughters whenever I bring his name up. I love the guy's destroying our economy. What a great guy. Barack Obama. I know, Snerdley. Snerdley says, you got to have a little humility here, Rush. You got to have a little compassion. You have a little understanding. These guys can see what they're doing to you. And these guys don't want to go through what you're going through. Is that your point? Here's the answer to that. You know what the answer is? If more people just speak up and be honest, there wouldn't be just one to focus on.